Hey, beautiful people. Hope you all are doing very well today. Welcome back to the Young and Independent Show, where we discuss a variety of topics to help young folks live lives that are spiritually fulfilled, lives that are value added, lives that are less materialistic, and above all, lives that are financially independent. I'm your host, Sil. And this morning, I want us to talk about a sensitive topic, okay? I know that you're thinking about it, but a lot of us don't like to voice it because sounds like a taboo, doesn't it? So my question to you is, would you rather enjoy your money now? You know, the money you have, your savings, your salary, what you get as income from whatever activity that you're doing. Would you rather use up all the money now, today? Or would you save, 40% of that, 50% of that in order to grow wealth? Okay, so that's the topic of our conversation today. To be honest, if someone asked me that question, I would definitely pause because my answer is not going to be, I'm not going to jump out with an answer. That's because I personally face a dilemma when it comes to this issue. However, I'm very big on wealth creation. I'm very big on financial freedom and financial independence. And there's absolutely no way that you can become wealthy if you do not save, if you do not grow your income, if you do not invest your income. Investing means that you're not spending it immediately. Saving means that you're not using the money. You put the money to the side, and so therefore you're unable to chop all your money now and tomorrow takes care of itself. It's impossible. So, I like a good life. I'd love to enjoy, find things in life. I love this particular Range Rover that I really love. I'd love to have it. I'd love to carry Gucci bag as well. All these designer stuff that I see all the babes on Instagram carrying and wearing. Of course, I would love to have those things. Everybody loves good things. Okay, let's not pretend. We all love good things, live in a mansion and all that, go on fancy holidays. We all love that. If you get your salary and you spend all of it, of course you can live that kind of life depending on what you earn and depending on what luxury means to you. To some people, luxury is going to have a meal in a restaurant. To others, luxury means catching a first class flight to the Bahamas. Luxury means a lot to different people or different things to different people. However, let's address the elephant in the room. The main reason why, in my opinion, people are not frugal or people are just not into the idea of saving 50 or 40% of their income, or, just overcoming that temptation of not living that life that is, flamboyant. Everyone can see you driving a nice car, you look successful on social media and all that, is because people are afraid. Fear is the biggest factor, the biggest elephant in the room. People are afraid to die young and someone else comes to enjoy what they've worked for. I am afraid too. I am sometimes afraid. But for me, I know that sounds cliche what I just said, but at the end of the day, what would you rather do? Would you rather eat all of your money now, live your life now, and with the fear that you might die before you retire or before you get old and end up old and broke? Or would you rather take a chance and be on the safe side? At the end of the day, who has access to your money if you're not here? If you happen to die untimely, who is going to have access to that money? Is it the people that you love? Are you able or willing to make that sacrifice for them? I don't think the money is going to go to waste, except you don't have or you haven't designated a next of kin, which I think you should. Your money is not going to go to waste. If you can't have it, or if you can't live old enough to enjoy it, I believe that if someone you love is able to enjoy it, it's still going to be a good thing. So at the end of the day, either way, saving is still very good. You will hear folks back home say things like, "Oh, I'm living my best life, life tastes and all that." Life is tasty for those who don't understand pidgin language, but it's important for us to manage our fears and to understand or look at things with an helicopter view or from a holistic point of view. Don't just be shallow-minded and think, "Oh, it's my money, I have to use all of it now while I'm alive." What if you're still alive, you get into an accident, you get into an unfortunate circumstance, you become very unwell, and you've not been saving? What happens? What's going to happen? So let's think about things, holistically. And one of the things that generally consoles me is the fact that, first of all, I'm a Christian, and I often find solace in the Word of God, which says that we should ask Him for anything and He will give us, in the name of God. That would be Matthew 7 verse 7. Ask, you will receive. Seek and you'll find. Knock and the door will be open. And one of my daily prayer points is for God to bless my hustle and to give me a long enough life, long and healthy. I don't want to be long. I don't want to be on earth and unwell. I want to be here healthy, to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. You can add that to your prayer point as well. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and ask until you receive it. And to further reassure yourself that your frugality today is not going to go to waste, and that you will indeed create wealth for tomorrow, is to examine the historical life expectancy data in Africa as produced by the United Nations. So the first thing when I came across this data is when I was writing for this, this paper. When I came across the data, I was shocked, because when I I was like, are you kidding me? In 1950, if you're listening on YouTube or on Spreaker, I would encourage you to go to the website www.youngandindependent.com. There you would find an article, "Would you rather enjoy your money now?" Find that article and go and have a look at this figure 1 in the article. United Nations macrotrends.net. That's the source. I was blown away, like, what? Are you joking? In 1950, the life expectancy in Africa was 35. Can you imagine? People only lived up to 35 years of age in 1950. And when I look at the table, or the data is from 1950 all the way up to 2022, this year. And when I look at the data, you would see that life expectancy has gotten better over time. So in 1950, it was 35. In around 1978, it had gotten to 48 years of age that you, as African, you can live on Earth. And in the year 2000, we had crossed the 50 benchmark. We're at 52. And in 2022, you are expected to live until 63. You see, the reason why I call this project the Young and Independent Project is because I want to reach out to the young people. I want to be able to provide information that would change their lives, change their lifestyle, and change their future and the future generations. Because when we learn these things early enough, we can pass it on to our children. For those of us who have kids, and for those of us who are yet to have kids, we can introduce our children to this new mindset, which is phenomenal and which is good for the development of our continent. So now that you know that the life expectancy has grown, if you're 20, you're expected to live until 63. So why won't you save money for when you're 63? Sometimes I get into an Uber and I see a really old man driving the Uber and I get really sad. I'm like, what was he doing when he was young? You see, and I just say to myself that, is he one of those people who was blowing away his cash and thinking that, oh, I might be dead at 40 or 30? And now he's forced to drive an Uber or to sweep the streets. I see old moms and dads sweeping the streets. I remember a story by Anthony O'Neill from a podcast called Breakfast. And Anthony, he was he told a really sad story. Honestly, when I heard it, I was heartbroken. And he was saying that he went to a hotel, and whilst he was in his room, this lady came to clean his room. He said she could have been around 80 years of age. Damn, 80! And you're still cleaning rooms? Are you joking? He said he felt really bad. She was struggling to bend over to clean his room. And he was like, oh my God. He just said to her, you know what, take this, I can't remember how much he gave her. He tipped her and asked her to go away and said, it's okay, my room is clean, it's fine. And that's what I would do. I wouldn't let someone that old to come and bend over, break her back and her bones, which are already so fragile, to clean my room. What was she doing when she was younger? Was she saving? Was she doing any work at all? And if she was, what was her plan? What was the financial plan she had? That's what this article is about. That's what today's podcast is about. Let's not be shy to save. Let's not be shy to talk about these things. Because tomorrow, we will be at a very, very terrible state and in a really bad position. When you're old, you're old. Ask yourself, what's going to happen if I get old and I have no family around me? Who's going to look after me? Oh, you will have to work. Man, you will have to work to be able to eat. Do you want that kind of life for yourself? Do you? Well, having said that, it would be very unfair to ignore the fact that an act of God could happen and we may die before the life expectancy age projected for African folks. Just like my dad, he died at 53, not because he was sick or anything, but he had a car crash and never made it to hospital. And that can happen to you, it can happen to anyone. But however, numbers don't lie. Numbers do not lie. You have a very high probability to live until 63 and much more. I believe that the reason why the life expectancy for African folks has improved from 35 all the way to 63 now is because we're getting better and better in terms of innovative healthcare technology. Life is not as stressful. Our forefathers used to do a lot of hard work. There were very few medical facilities available. Right now, medicine is mind-boggling. Like, it's evolved so much that we're even trying to create human beings. Like, I don't know what these scientists are doing, but I am very impressed. And it's only going to get better. Economies are growing. The world is evolving. Life expectancy is going to improve. Vaccines. Look at the COVID vaccine. In less than a year, a vaccine was up and running. But in the past, vaccines would take years and years. And during that time, so many millions of people would die. But it's no longer the case. Look at the way the Ebola outbreak was arrested and everything was brought under control. That's the way life is only gonna, get better. So what are you doing? What are you planning for your life when you get old? You don't want to end up broke and forced to work in order to eat, in order to pay your medical bills or any other emergencies that you might have. Remember that the older we get, the more fragile we become. We become like babies. You don't want to be in that position. So I encourage you today, after listening to this podcast, to have a seat. Have a seat. Take a pen and a paper. Do an assessment of your life. What are you earning? What are you saving? What percentage are you saving out of that money? There are some brilliant articles on our website. Go to our website. Just binge read the articles. You will change your life. I guarantee you. It will change your life. I hope today's podcast was helpful. And I'll end the podcast with a very important, powerful quote from the almighty Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett says this, and I quote, "If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." Did you hear that? If you don't find a way to make money while you're sleeping and your money is working for, your money is flowing into your bank account, you're sleeping while you're at the beach, while you're enjoying yourself with your partner or your wife, you will work until you die. You know why? Because nothing in life is free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. So if money is not flowing into your account, then where do you get money to buy food? Where do you get money to buy electricity, to pay for electricity, to pay for water, to pay for medicals? You will definitely work till you die. That's what Warren Buffett is saying. And I hope that quote sits with you and it provokes something in you to change your life. Thank you so much for listening. And if you did enjoy it, please share it with a friend and ask a friend to share with a friend's friend and friends' until this message goes across and until we start to see change in Africa. You know, you don't need all those fancy shoes. You don't need those clothes. You don't need those bags. You don't need those holidays. You don't need to live in that big house. You don't need that pricey car. You don't need that fancy hair. I assure you that you do not need it now if you do not have money working for you in your sleep. You are shooting yourself in the foot and you will wind up at the roundabout completely stranded, unable to find your way to your next destination or the next part of your life. You do not want that to happen to you or to anyone that you love and to anyone that you care about. So please share this podcast and please let's practice what we've heard from today's podcast. Thank you so much. Until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.